Here today, sir?
Well, it's obviously representing the district, trying to make sure that I do my part for fighting against the road taxes that are coming. Obviously, this is a huge tax increase that they're proposing, and we've been saying it's coming for a long time, and my district obviously sent me here to fight against more spending and more taxes, and so it's my responsibility to do it. So I'll continue to do that going forward, and we obviously want to look at what are the ways that we can fund this without actually spending or taxing more the citizens of the state. We just passed a gargantuan budget, and we still don't have enough money to fill the potholes. I think it's really a tragedy. It's something that we really need to look at as far as how to fund the roads without increasing taxes. It's not necessary. We have some of the highest fuel taxes in the country already. We just don't get it to the roads. That's the problem.
The Republican caucus is going on right now. You're not in there.
I'm not, yeah, right.
Is that awkward for you?
No, it's not.
Is it awkward for you to be here today, given everything that's happened?
No, I mean, obviously there's some issues with the surrounding allegations in regards to myself and the call for censure. Obviously, we have to take a look at those, and I'll be responding to those issues as we go forward. But
how do you respond to people who say you should resign, sir?
Well, I think everybody's going to have their opinion. I think that's for the voters in my district to decide. I think that they're going to have their, that's going to be a conversation that we'll have to have. That we'll have to have in the district. My responsibility for my district is to represent my district. I don't work for the governor. I don't work for the people, that are here in Lansing. I work for the people in my district. I was sent here. I was sent here promising that I would vote against taxes, and more spending. And so I have one of the most conservative voting records, if not the most conservative voting record in the state legislature, and I put forward and co-sponsored some of the most conservative legislation here in the state and some of the most conservative in the nation. So
it's business as usual for you then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. We have to do that. We'll respond to the issues that are coming forward. It sounds like the Speaker's office is going to be doing their, they're going to be doing their investigation. I think that we'll look at whether or not that's even possible for the Speaker's office to do it, and then we'll go forward from there.
Cindy Gamrat has said she is not concerned about any investigation, that she will be exonerated. Do you take the same position?
I do, absolutely. I think that the issues that they're talking about, they're doing a thorough investigation. I've met with the state police, I've met with the FBI, I've also met with the House Business Office, and I'll continue, obviously, to cooperate however we can to resolve the issues that they have.
And the cover-up that you admitted to in your audio clip, you don't think anything was done there in terms of misconduct or even a crime?
There was nothing illegal in regards to that. As far as use or misuse of state funds, it was on private property in the evening off state hours. So I think there'll be a conversation.
Was it on a state computer?
No. No, in no way. It was actually the tapings we have to look at. Obviously, I've not heard in the validity of the tapes in regards to whether or not they're even that there's authenticity. I don't really know. I haven't heard them from end to end. Obviously, it's 3 months ago, so it's difficult to really be able to give a response in regards to that. And so we'll have to take a look at whether or not they're authentic. We do know on the 21st there's some sense that the tape was started and then that he left the room, and that it's actually wiretapping. So also in regards to the issues of whether or not the taping was illegal to begin with. So I don't know all that. The authorities are going to have to look through all those situations. I've also turned over the texts in regards to the texter, in regards to the blackmailing situation that was going on, and in regards to what that investigation is. I can't even brief you on that.
Who's here with you today? Your family?
Well, we have some family here, obviously, today.
Are those your folks?
Yeah, my parents are here today, and also some relatives from Colorado who just happen to be in town today. So they're here, and it's been nice to have them today.
Why are you choosing to sit in the gallery?
Well, because I have visitors. I have visitors today. I'm going to go down to the floor actually when I'm done with you folks, or when you folks are done with me, I guess I should say. So. I do, and I have from time to time. Once the situation happened with Representative Gamrat in regards to the Facebook post, I took a break from caucus. I think obviously the caucus has their issues going forward. I just felt that my focus was really on liberty legislation and liberty votes, and that was really running counter to where the leadership was at. And so we own the Republican Party owns the state House, it owns the state Senate, and it owns the governor's office. And it seems for every single problem that comes up, it's more taxes and more spending.
Jeff Farrington just told me downstairs on camera that you're not part of the Republican caucus anymore.
Yeah, well, if they have not...
So they have excluded you?
Well, you'd have to... No, they have not...
If you went downstairs, tried to get in right now, you could get in?
I have not attempted to...
Would they let you?
I don't know. You'd have to go and ask them that. If they've
I did, and they
officially-
said you're not.
Well, did you ask the leadership? You'd have to talk to them.
Jeff Farrington.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to talk to him.
Were you concerned your presence today would distract from the bigger issues? You mentioned roads, the bigger legislative issues.
Well, I think inside of that, or it draws attention to it. I mean, really, we have, when you start looking at road funding, it is an absolute, it's a nightmare out there as far as our roads. And we have the resources. We have the biggest budget in state history. Now we're going to pass one of the biggest tax increases. The Republican Party is going to pass one of the biggest tax increases in state history to fund the roads. There's enough money in Lansing. When you start looking at the number of billions of dollars that we're stealing from the people, those resources are just not being appropriated the way that they should to be able to fund the legislative priorities that we say that we have. As a matter of fact, in the last budget, they cut road funding. So it's difficult in those situations. What we do is we continue to increase entitlement spending over and over and over again. We continue to increase entitlement spending, and we don't have any money for roads. It's not because there isn't money. It's because we don't have the political will and the political leadership to take those steps that are necessary.
But
I know you.
a lot of us are here because of you, because of Representative Gamrat. I mean, is that controversy drawing away from those important issues that you say you're here for?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that the road funding issues, that's what people care about. I'll be a solid vote. I mean, obviously, like I said, you can look at my voting record. If it's not the most conservative in the state legislature, it might be the most conservative or among the most conservative in the last 6 or 8 or 10 years. You know, my efforts have been to really drive forward the conservative message and the conservative agenda. And when you're doing that, you're running right into the fan blade of the political machine that is really progressive in its nature. It wants to grow. It wants to feed on more of the efforts and energy of the citizens of the state. And it wants to really steal from the Treasury. So I released that statement when it came to, in regards to the AG's office, to focus on corruption in government. I'll have a statement in regards to the censure situation with Tom Barrett. I think that those steps, they're going to walk through those, and I think that I'll be completely exonerated as we do.
And you're not concerned about a censure or even an expulsion from this chamber?
No, at this point, they're going to do their investigation. I was involved in that yesterday in regards to telling them everything that I knew in regards to the staff and the reason that they were let go. In whatever information they need, I've turned over the state computers. They've looked into those situations. They're going to issue their report, which I'm looking forward to. But I'm completely at ease with the idea that there's an investigation. If we need a further investigation, then I would hope that the Speaker's office, if there's some contention or allegation into whether or not he has a conflict of interest, given the fact that they were meeting with the staff members without the Human Resources knowing and without the actual tapes being disclosed, if there's some contention inside of that, I would hope that he would do the right thing in his leadership and understand that there needs to be an independent investigation. But he'll have to make that determination, and we'll have to go forward as a state and have that conversation.
What's your reaction to what Josh Klein said yesterday?
I have no reaction to Josh Klein. I didn't hear it. I didn't listen to it. I have no reaction to it.
What do you think of all this media attention?
Well, it's obviously it's sort of a different beast. I mean, when it's focused on me, it's okay. When it's chasing my wife and my children around, that's more difficult. When it's hour by hour going by my house and taking pictures in the back window as my children are on the couch, that's a little disturbing. But I think it goes with the territory. You know, I think that's the situation. So it has been difficult. I can't tell you that it hasn't been difficult for the family. It's been a real challenge. You know, we're working through. But these issues were being worked through in the background. These issues are being worked through in the background with my family for several months.
You say it's up to your voters in your district. What would it take for them to send you the message that you need to resign?
Well, I think
how resounding does that need to be?
Well, I think we'll have those conversations as we go forward. I can't really tell you in regards to that. So I just wanted to give you guys a few minutes. Everybody's been kind of chasing me around. I felt like, you know, this is, you know, and when I came out here, obviously it was, you know, seeing all the cameras, I thought, oh my goodness, it's sort of a crazy situation to have to respond to. But I did feel when I went back in that I owed really the people of the state at least a few minutes to be able to have that conversation. I think there'll be many more conversations as we go forward.
And your relationship with Representative Gamrat at this point?
Well, it's obviously we have a business relationship in regards to our official duties here at the State House.
You said you apologized to her husband. Do you acknowledge an extramarital affair with her?
No more comments in regards to in regards to all that. So I've made those statements pretty
Well, you
publicly
didn't
already.
clearly say yes or no that it was an extramarital affair.
You can go on to my Facebook page or listen to the audio that I provided in regards to the apology and go from there.
Yeah, but it wasn't clear, so I'm asking you to clarify right now.
No, I'm not. You can go and look. You're welcome to do that.
I did.
I get it.
I
It's
did.
a reporter gotcha. I got it.
No, I just want to know.
You have a question?
Yeah, I was just going to say, do you feel like you let your constituents down?
Well, I think that inside of that, I think that there, you know, obviously there's no way that you can step forward into this spot and not feel really sort of a sense of, you know, humbling that has happened. And, you know, I think there is some disappointment. I think there's some disappointment in myself with the way that this has all happened. So I don't have, you know, really, we're taking this one step and one day at a time. So,
Very good.
okay,
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, God bless you.
Nice